Welcome to the Community Difference, Collin County. The show where community comes first, leadership is amplified, and impact is the expectation, not the exception. Covering 12 thriving municipalities across Collin County, we spotlight the professionals, creatives, nonprofit leaders, and bold connectors who are shaping the future of North Texas. From McKinney to Melissa, from Plano to Prosper, from Frisco to Fairview. Each episode dives into the issues that matter most to our local business and civic communities. From leadership and entrepreneurship to education, economic growth, service, innovation, and the power of collaboration. If it impacts how we live, lead, or grow in Collin County, we talk about it. The Community Difference is powered by the Business Development Alliance and made possible by the Difference Media LLC. With a trusted team of co-hosts who live, work, and lead in the communities we serve, this show is built on collaboration and powered by people who care. Now, getting today's conversation started, your host, Brian Poduska.
Well, good afternoon, Collin County, and welcome to the Community Difference, Collin County. We are a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. I am your host, Brian Poduska. I am the owner of Real Property Management Focus, where we focus on your real estate investments right here in DFW, right here in Collin County, and all across the area. We are located in Frisco. I live in Frisco, so I'm a Collin County resident. And I'm excited that you guys are watching today, and I'm excited to bring on our guests. We have economic development corporations in the area, leaders of those organizations joining us today. If you haven't seen our show before, we typically put the spotlight on one of 5 different key members, key leaders in our community. Those would be business owners, entrepreneurs, community leaders, kind of what we're having on today, school district leadership, nonprofit leadership, and sports leadership. As we know, Collin County has quite a big sports presence, and Frisco in particular is known as Sports City USA. So we do talk about that on the show. And if you've seen the show before, you also know that we have rotating co-hosts. And what I'd like to do now is bring on and introduce our co-hosts. So first, our first co-host can name a tune in 2 notes, but once upon a time, she couldn't quite nail the steps, literally falling down the stairs after accepting an award. Realtor Bethany Rowan knows what it takes to rise, recover, and keep moving forward, which makes her the perfect voice for today's conversation on how an EDC helps communities find their rhythm, create opportunity, and hit all the right notes. Let's say hello to the note lady herself, Bethany Rowan.
Hello.
Hey, Bethany.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm great. Glad to be here. Bethany Rowan with the B. Rowan Realty Group. I'm also a certified divorce real estate expert. Have added that to my area. Thank you. Just in the last couple of months, I'm excited to be able to provide that support to the family law community, and looking forward to being here on the show today.
Well, as always, we're happy to see you again, and big congratulations to you. I know you worked hard to get that certification, so
thank
it's great
you.
To see it happen. And I heard yesterday that you've already got some things in the works because of it. So
yes, absolutely. I'm being blessed for sure. So thank you so much.
Yeah, love to see the hard work pay off. All right, let's bring in our second co-host, who once hauled 18 place settings of China home from Portugal and led a family onesie parade across Europe. That's a mouthful. So if anyone knows how to pack big ideas into bold moves, it's Jax Crider. As the powerhouse behind PBJ Mortgage, she lives life unapologetically on her own terms, making her the perfect co-host to dive into how an EDC helps communities think bigger, act bolder, and grow stronger. Let's say hello to Jax.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Jax. How are you?
I'm doing well this afternoon. How are all you guys doing?
Doing awesome. Doing awesome.
Looks like blue is the color today on the show.
Yeah. Well, purples and blues always. But yeah, we all got the memo. We all color coordinated. I like that.
That's it. That's a good look. We're we're adding that to our repertoire. Not only do we bring on some impactful guests and things like that, we color coordinate too. So for your visual pleasure.
Love it.
All right. Well, good to see you, Jax. And last but not least, I am honored to introduce our newest co-host, Miss Kim Wallace, who's the owner of the Wallace Insurance Agency. From the show ring with horses to accidentally inventing the word infaired, Kim Wallace knows how to turn life's little stumbles into memorable stories. As the owner of the Wallace Insurance Agency, she brings humor, resilience, and a no-nonsense, ain't nobody got time for that mindset. Exactly the perspective we need as we dive into the role in EDC plays in keeping our communities thriving. Let's give a big, warm welcome as a co-host to Kim Wallace. Hey, Kim, how are you?
I got the blue memo, so.
I love it.
It's amazing how well coordinated we are, and quite honestly, we did not coordinate this, so this is all, it all just looks awesome. So it's great to have you on as your maiden voyage here as a co-host, and you were on as a guest, I don't know, probably like 4 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
So you've been to several of our business development alliances and seen just the awesomeness that it is, and we're excited that you've decided to join us in a larger role as a co-host. So official welcome to you. Now, the story that the inn fared, right? The new word that was we love to embarrass everybody, and we have to embarrass you as the first time co-host. So do you want to tell that story real quick?
Oh yeah, I called my husband because I could not get our TV to work and our remote, and he's like, "What error is it giving?" And I'm like, "It keeps saying it's the infrared signal," and he goes, "The infrared signal, Kim." I was like, "Oh, that would be correct." Hooked on Phonics did not help me in that moment.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, sometimes you just read something literally and it comes out as infard.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay.
The worst is when you do it in front of your spouse, though, because they're never going to let it go.
What do you mean worse? That's the best when you do it there, because it leads to that life.
No, it is not, Brian. No, it is not. That is not the best.
No.
Well, I have plenty of those in my history, so the list is long. I love that you decided to share that. So welcome aboard with that fun little anecdote. All right, what I want to do is just kind of recap, just to bring everybody level set. If you haven't seen some of our previous shows over the month of July, and then the first one that we had this August, this would be our second show this August. Back in the month of July, we had the Chambers of Commerce on. So we had Plano representation, Prosper, Princeton, all the P words there, McKinney, Murphy, and Wiley that came on the podcast itself. We also had a panel discussion with those chambers of commerce. We talked about things like what's the main purpose of the chamber, what are some of the challenges that people face in getting best involved with the chamber, some of the challenges of smaller chambers versus larger, just opportunities to get involved, some of the special programs such as leadership programs, things like that. So we talked about that with the Chambers of Commerce. Earlier in August, we had the EDCs of two of the smaller cities in Collin County. So what do we have? Help me out here, guys. I think we had Princeton and one of the other, was it Anna? Two of the smaller communities. And then this episode, we're going to have two of the larger communities in Collin County. So that would be both McKinney and Plano. So with that, what I want to do is introduce our guests today. So first and foremost, our first guest, he may be a skilled woodworker, but when it comes to building communities, Michael Kowski is the real craftsman. As president and CEO of the McKinney Economic Development Corporation, he knows what it takes to shape thriving cities. Just don't ask him to remember every single name of somebody coming on stage. With a stay curious, stay grounded mindset, he's the perfect guest to break down the true impact of an EDC in our local communities. Let's say hello to Michael. There he is.
Hey, Brian. Hey, team. How you doing today?
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Awesome to see you again. You participated in our panel back a couple months ago at the NAC Theater at the Business Development Alliance. So it's great to see you again. Love hearing about McKinney in particular, because you guys got a lot of great stuff going on, a lot of big projects coming up. One thing I wanted to ask you, I didn't read it out loud because you do have that's your fun introduction. I did read your bio. I saw UIC and Harvard in your education history there. Are you from Chicago, or what made? Yeah,
I'm born and raised in Chicago. I came to Texas about 8 years ago. I couldn't be happier.
Here we
Very blessed to be
Lord.
here.
And here we go.
More Chicago conversation, guys.
Okay, we just
We're
changed.
having technical difficulties. We may not be able to get through that.
All right, so we won't go too deep into our Chicago roots here on the show. Maybe in a one-to-one later on. But one question for you: Cubs or Sox fan?
Cubs fan.
Okay, all right, we can be friends then. We're cool. All right, good deal. Well, that's awesome. I saw that in your bio, and a name like Kowski, Poduska, you good Chicago Polak names.
There you go.
No, but seriously though, appreciate you taking your time out of your day to join us today, and look forward to hearing a little bit more about the exciting things that have happened in McKinney, and then the exciting things coming up in the future of McKinney here. All right. Next up, let's introduce Esmeralda de la Cruz. She can design your logo, fix your oven, and even build your pergola. But today, Esmeralda is here to show us how she helps build thriving communities as Plano's Economic Development Manager. With a never-stop learning mindset and a knack for turning challenges into opportunities, she's the perfect guest to break down the powerful role an EDC plays in shaping our local future here in Collin County and in the community of Plano. Let's say hello to Esmeralda.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for joining us today. Great to see you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am born and raised in Dallas, no Chicago ties, but it's lovely to hear that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. These guys know they've been with me long enough that anytime a Chicago tie comes on, we usually talk food, talk sports, and then derail the conversation. So I'll try not to do that today with Michael. But no, thank you.
London was like technical difficulties, Brian. What? Excuse me.
That's why he said that. Yes, he's trying to keep us on the rails. But no, again, thank you for joining us today. Look forward to diving into Plano. It's cool to have this dichotomy of Plano, who is kind of the poster child of economic development, 20 years ago, and to hear the stages, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but to hear the stages of what you guys went through, what McKinney's going through. I know a little bit about Frisco, and then we had the smaller communities on facing some of the challenges you guys faced, 20 years ago. So super cool. And I have to say, you got a great view out of your office there.
Thank you. Gonna park, yes.
Very nice. All right, cool. Well, we'll stop with the intros because I think we've got everybody on who's going to be on, at least in the short term here. We do have a special guest on later in the show, two special guests actually. The Plano Police Department will be coming up in our next segment. And that next segment is what's cooking in Collin County. So stick around, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about what's going on this weekend and in the coming weeks in Collin County. And then we'll dive into the EDCs after that. So stick around. We will be right back.
The Community Difference, Collin County, is made possible by Brian Poduska with Real Property Management Focus, Bethany Rowan with the Rowan Realty Group, Jax Crider with PBJ Mortgage, Debbie Watson with Abracadoodle, Danielle Cook with No Sweat Experts, Kim Wallace with Farmers Insurance, and by Lauren Gill with My Live Love Travel. The Community Difference, Collin County. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Cooking in Collin County?
All right. What is cooking in Collin County? As you heard on the sounder there, that's what we're going to talk about. Local events coming up in the next couple weeks or next month or so. So with that, Bethany, I'm going to have you start, and then we'll work our way around the horn.
Absolutely. I'm glad to share a couple of events that I think are exciting. I'm going to start off with Saturday over in McKinney at Tupp's Brewery. They are doing their second annual Splash and Blast. Sounds like it's kind of a fun event for parents to take their kids out, run around, not get too hot and sweaty with a lot of water activities and things available. And then brewery for the adults, I would assume, is the secondary choice there at that event. So something fun for the family there. Then if you're over in the Frisco area on Saturday night, and we used to do this all the time with our kids. I haven't been in the longest time, but FC Dallas is playing on Saturday night. They are playing LAFC at 7:30. You can go to their website to get more information and tickets about that. And then I want to mention something that's a little bit further in the future, but it's going to be a great event because we unfortunately couldn't have our Salina team here today, but they are doing Coffee and Connections with the the state representatives on September the 19th. So that's going to be Matt Sheehan, Carissa Richardson, and Jared Patterson will be there. That will be at the City Council Hall in Salina on the 19th, and that is going to be from 9 to 10 o'clock. So if you have any interest in politics, state politics, or want to know more, ask questions, and just get to learn about what's cooking in Collin County politically, that might be an event you would want to attend.
Well, it's a good segue too to what we're going to have for our next panel discussion. And some of those names that you mentioned are, the invites are out to them, and hopefully we can have them sitting in on our panel, because that is part of our progression as we discuss city politics, which will be next Wednesday, right? The Business Development Alliance meeting next Wednesday at NAC Theater, 11:30 a.m. We're going to be talking city politics, city governance, things like that. We have mayors of the Collin County communities here. We've got Frisco represented, McKinney represented. Well, there we go. So I was going to talk about this last, but here it is right here. Here's all your information to attend that. There it is, the QR code. Scan it if you've got it up on your screen. If not, we've got a link for you as well. We can put that in the comments online. Definitely sign up for that next Wednesday. It's during lunch, 11:30 to 1. We're going to talk to those city leaders about, the challenges they're facing, our small businesses are facing, and how really they can integrate with our small businesses to, help both thrive. So more to come on that next week. Come on out. We've got a networking session before that, about 15, 20 minutes of networking beforehand, that panel discussion, and then we're going to have another 15 or 20 minutes after that to do some more networking. So with that, Jax, I want to hand it over to you, and you can talk about what's cooking in Collin County.
Of course. I will be brief. This is something that I've talked about a couple of times on the show, and it is in the kind of more business vein. So here coming to Collin County, it's going to be in Frisco at the Hyatt Regency. October 9th through 12th is going to be AI Marketing World. For those of you who remember, we had Scott Simpson on the show. He's actually one of the creators of AI Marketing World. Y'all, they're going to have robot dogs. They're not doing any kind of replays or anything. You have to actually be live at the event, but AI is definitely the future and how everything is moving. And so it's a good opportunity for entrepreneurs to really learn about what is coming, how to stay ahead of the curve and things like that. So it's definitely probably going to sell out. So make sure that you look to get your tickets on that. I also wanted to introduce our longstanding relationship. We have a great relationship here on the Community Difference Collin County with the Plano PD. We are so appreciative of them always coming in, letting us know what's going on in Plano, how we can participate as a community. And we've got Officer Chris that's coming on today, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about what, how the community can be involved and what Plano PD has got going on with us.
It's great to be with you. Can you guys hear me?
We can. Yes, sir.
Okay, one thing we got going on, and we're going to have the Crime Stompers dance coming up again at the Plano Senior Center. This will be the last Thursday in September. So open to the community. They got a live band called the Kings of Swing. Well, heck, let's just take a look at 2019. Let's take a look.
I see you boogieing out there.
I was boogieing out there.
You got some good moves, Chris.
Hey, there you go. I don't know why I didn't hear any sound. Do you guys have any sound on that one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't get it. But anyway, Brian, Kim, Bethany, and Jax, thanks for all that you do. And a super thank you for anyone tuning in today. We do have a coffee with cops. And we mentioned coffee earlier. We're going to do a local event at the Black Rifle Coffee Company on Central Expressway in Plano on Saturday, September the 6th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This is an opportunity to come out, ask the cops what you always want to ask them, like, hey, what's up with the mustaches? Or do you like donuts? We hear a lot of things like that. But we'd love to have an opportunity to sit down with you and just chat, answer any questions that you might have for us. For women, 15 and above, we have a program that's very popular called RAD. It's the Rape Aggression Defense Program. This is going to be held September 8th, 9th, 15th, and 16th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. There's actually 4 classes, so it's like a 12-hour program. And you're going to also get an opportunity to learn a lot of good self-defense, strategies, things like that. And it culminates where you're actually doing some hands-on techniques. You get to beat up some police officers who's going to be in that gear. So it's a very empowering class. It's not about fear-based. It's about empowerment-based. And it's for women ages 15 and up. And we'd love to have you join us. Officer Haley Dick in our unit, she's in charge of what's called B Sector. And in B Sector is that the senior center where we saw that dancing taking place. And she has a program that's going to be coming up. It's going to be on Wednesday, August the 27th at 5 p.m., Understanding Law Enforcement. That will be a really good dialogue. So we'd invite people to come out and share that experience and bring your questions and learn about how we can help you. And that's my announcement from Plano PD. But I think we
awesome. Love it.
We do have to give a big hand for you guys hosting this. Do you hear this? Oh, yes.
Love it. Coming with full sound effects, video, dancing. That's you've definitely leveled up the Plano Police Department on the show. So no, officer, we appreciate you coming on and sharing all that information. So thank you for that. As being a regular guest, and the Plano Police Department is a monthly guest of ours. So appreciate all those updates. All right, very good. Well, let's move over to our guests now. Michael, did you have something that you wanted to share that's going on in the city of McKinney?
Yeah, thanks, Brian. So this weekend, you can enjoy the McKinney Literary Fest. What's cool about that is you also get to check out our new City Hall. So this year it's at our new City Hall on Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. on Saturday, and on Sunday from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. We have dozens and dozens of great local authors there to talk to you. They'll be on panels to inspire people to perhaps pick up a pen or pencil or grab a keyboard and kind of get your thoughts out there for more people to see. And like I said, we open up our new City Hall this calendar year. It's a feature of the east side of McKinney. So if you know where downtown McKinney, it's just right across Highway 5 from there. So go check it out and meet some really cool people.
Awesome. Well, that's cool. And congrats on the new City Hall. That's awesome. Good stuff. All right, Miss Esmeralda, would you like to share something going on in Plano?
Absolutely. I'm going to go into the grain of business, and I really wanted to put a spotlight on a newly formed organization. It's coming out of the Kaufman Foundation. It's the 1 Million Cups right here in Plano. Some of the founders include Masako, Bert Robinson, and a few others, and they're a really good, core, super energetic group that has created this platform for entrepreneurs to kind of come and engage one another, network, but also gives them a platform to be able to do their pitch. So, they can, from ideation to potentially, getting their business launch. It's definitely an opportunity for them to just kind of get within the entrepreneurial community that we have here in Plano. So they do meet Wednesdays every single week, and there's between the two Caddo offices we have here. So Wednesdays, 10 a.m. And you can find more information at a Facebook and a LinkedIn. So I definitely encourage folks to just kind of get linked in with this organization, because it's a great resource that we have.
Okay, that's great. I did not know about that. See, so even the host learns something new every time, which is part of the awesome part about being the host.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Their inaugural event was in December, so it's very new.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. All right, with that, Kim, I'm going to hand it over to you. I believe you have at least one thing that you'd like to share. The stage is yours.
Yes. This weekend is the 12th annual Millhouse Art Fest in McKinney. So if you want something indoors where it's not so hot, both Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., they're going to have all kinds of local artists, everything from painters, jewelry makers, woodworkers, photographers. So if you just want to come out and shop and some cool artist stuff that's local, we'd love to have you. It'd be an awesome event.
Very cool. I love it. And I'm going to have something to share on the arts as well. So it seems like the arts and the indoors, like this is the season to be indoors, obviously, because it's so darn hot out here.
I was going to say it's August in Texas, Brian. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and that, there are things to do indoors. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap us up here on the What's Cooking segment. So I'm going to talk about a few things going on. One is Collin County in particular. So it's the Collin County Regional Trails Master Plan. So there's a public meeting. This is the second public meeting. It's actually tonight. So if you're not aware of this, you can make it there, 6 to 7:30 p.m. tonight. It's at the Collin College McKinney campus. So that's at Hall number 101, Abernathy Hall. It's 2200 West University Drive in McKinney. Basically, you can help shape the future of the trails in Collin County. So trails meaning walking, biking trails. The county will host its second public meeting for the Regional Trails Master Plan. And like I said, that's tonight at 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Collin College in McKinney. All right, now let's go back to Frisco. So there is Frisco City Hall 101. It is a class where you can learn how the city operates, basically. So these classes are on Monday nights. The first class is this coming Monday, so it's 8:25. Registration is still open. There's a few more seats left. But basically discover more about the place where you live, if you live in Frisco. City Hall 101, it's a free program. It's designed to give citizens a behind-the-scenes look at how City Hall and other municipal facilities operate. It's a free program. It takes place, like I said, Monday evening, 6 to 8 p.m., and once you graduate for that, you're an official graduate of a Citizens Academy, City Hall 101. All right. Also, since we're Sports City USA here in Frisco, if you've been paying attention, the Dallas Cowboys came back to town from Oxnard, California. The training camp ended on Tuesday and Wednesday. They came back those last 2 days, and they practiced right over there at the Star here in Frisco. Like I said, we're Sports City USA, so I wanted to mention this because this delayed the city council meeting on Tuesday by about an hour and 15 minutes, which also delayed me because I was sitting there waiting for it to start. But not being a Cowboys fan, I'm sure Michael can attest as a Bears fan, like we really don't care about the Cowboys all that much. It's just more entertainment for us. But it's super cool. The cool part about it is that you've got literally the most recognizable and most highest valued team in the NFL right here in Frisco, in Collin County. And for free on Tuesday and Wednesday, you could have gone out to watch them wrap up their training camp. So just wanted to mention that. Also mention the fact that on Tuesday was a city council meeting. At that city council meeting, Miss Jennifer Looney and Swad Bedovich, who are leaders of the Visual Arts Guild of Frisco, announced and reiterated the fact that we have Art in the Arena coming up this weekend on Saturday and Sunday at the Comerica Center. Again, it's an indoor venue. It's nice and air conditioned. It is 2 full days of art displays by local artists, live music from local musicians, and they're playing and they're provided by the Melodies of Hope, which is a nonprofit right here in Frisco as well. Parking is free. Admission is free. It's over at the Comerica Center all day, Saturday and Sunday, so come check that out. Also wanted to mention North Texas Giving Day. Big day here in North Texas. This applies not only to Collin County, but all of North Texas. The official North Texas Giving Day is September 18th. It goes all day long, 6 a.m. to midnight. It's all done online. NorthTexasGivingDay.org is the website. Here's the little summary of it. North Texas Giving Day is Communities Foundation of Texas's largest community event and the largest regional giving initiative in the nation. Since 2009, get this number, $635 million has been raised for more than 3,000 local nonprofit organizations through a single, easy-to-use online giving site. On NorthTexasGivingDay.org, donors can browse thousands of local nonprofit pages and give to organizations spanning over 30 cause areas all in one place. It is super cool. It is a massive effort. And there are many, many, many local to Frisco, McKinney, Plano, all the communities in Collin County. They have organizations that are tied into North Texas Giving Day. So we're going to continue to give that some love here. We're going to partner also with Melodies of Hope and some other great organizations here. Like I said, one of our 5 foundational planks is nonprofits. So definitely, if you're able to jump on NorthTexasGivingDay.org on September 18th. I believe it actually opens next week to start the donation process. But if you're able to, certainly donate there. And then finally, one of our other partners, the PGA of America, want to talk about some stuff going on up there. Every Friday night, as you know, if you've watched the show, there's movie night on the greens up there. So 8 to 10 p.m. at the PGA District. This Friday, it's the Barbie movie. So get out there if you haven't seen it, or if you loved it, get out there and see it again at the PGA District up there on the north side of Frisco. Also coming up next weekend is the Y2K Turn of the Century Party Band. It's right there at the stage at PGA District. Check that out. This weekend, they've got multiple different classes going on, a try golf clinic. So it's an intro to the game of golf. You don't need any equipment. Just show up and learn golf. There is a women's golf clinic, a junior golf clinic, and then a short game clinic, which I looked into myself because I need a lot of help there. So they've got multiple sessions all weekend long, and then all, starting next Thursday, going into the next weekend after that. Finally, at the PGA of America, they have a class coming up, which caught my attention. It's called the Ultimate Pit Masters in the Making class. So it's at the Ice House, which is a smokehouse up at PGA District. It's a hour-and-a-half class. It's on September 6th. You can learn how to smoke meats from a pro. So check that out. If it's if you're a seasoned pro, you can test your skills against the Smoke Master up there. If you want to learn, they offer that as well. So check that out. And that was a very long-winded session of
Brian. We got one other thing I want to pop up.
All right, fire away, Lennon. What do you got?
Pretty much is self-explanatory, but I thought that everybody from Collin County could give themselves a big round of applause. That 3 out of the top 10 real estate markets in the nation are in Collin County. That's pretty cool.
I'm going to say in 5 are in DFW proper too. So look at Texas just killing it.
Yep.
So that tells you there's a few things going on and what's cooking in Collin County in particular. That's a great ender right there, Lennon. Now, if we could just get people to actually start putting their homes on the market, I think Bethany would agree with me on that. Because we've got a little weird real estate market going on right now. But this is the place to be. Those of you who don't want to leave, try putting your house on the market, maybe downsize, maybe upsize, do something, because we're locked up here. But anyway, what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. That was awesome stuff. Thank you all for sharing what's going on. We are going to dive into the EDCs, what they do for the community, what is an EDC, all of the above after this commercial break. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Greatness doesn't happen in isolation. Behind every impactful community, there's a coalition. Behind every story we spotlight, there are partners who believe in what collaboration, leadership, and local excellence can build. Special thanks to our community champions. Pine Meadow Golf, custom-built golf clubs, factory direct to you. King's Camo and Sportsman's Warehouse, for those who train hard and live wild. Jocko Fuel, hard work, clean fuel, no excuses. Riker Home Services, your trusted partner for expert repairs and lasting peace of mind. These partners help power the community difference. Collin County, where business, community, and leadership intersect. To learn more and support those who support us, visit our website at thecommunitydifference.com and click on our partners page. And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back. And this is the segment of the show where we're going to dive into the meat of what we have our guests on for. And that is to talk about economic development corporations, what they are, what they do for the cities that they operate in. And I'd love to hear from each one of our guests why they're passionate about being part of an EDC. I can tell you this, when I went through the Leadership Frisco program last year, and my favorite day, so in a nutshell, the program is you do a rotation to different city departments and things that city operations, things like that, one day per month, and you dive deep into those operations. And my favorite day was Economic Development Day. And the EDC was a big part of that day. Here in Frisco, there's been a ton of really unique projects, things that make Frisco unique in the nation, really. And I can say the same about Plano and McKinney. You guys have some incredible things in your cities as well that make it super unique. And frankly, exactly why we saw, that many North Texas cities being in the top 10 in real estate demand and supply. So with that, guys, I'm just going to kick off the conversation with a very high level question. I knew what an EDC was. Like I knew what it stood for, but I didn't necessarily know really what it was. So EDC stands for Economic Development Corporation. What the heck do you guys do as an EDC? So Michael, I'll throw that question to you first.
Well, first, you guys were very clever having McKinney and Plano on the same podcast or live feed here, because we have vastly different foundational funding mechanisms.
Yes.
And I think that's we're going to tease it out, I'm sure. So my role, my purpose, my mission, at least, is to create an environment where jobs can grow. Primary jobs, that's what it's all about. And what you're seeing across the Metroplex is results of great job growth. You're seeing the real estate market following that. And just a quick anecdote here. This summer, I sold my home and bought a new home in McKinney. My home, I sold it with a matter of hours. I bought my new house. It was on the market for 2 days. So in my world, it was easy. It was.
You are the anomaly right now.
That's it.
Let's just say
For real.
you made the right choice at the right time.
That's exactly right. That's it. And so time, just like economic development is all about timing. So that's why I bring that up. It's a timing game. So in many respects, and you alluded to this earlier, Plano is in a different chapter of their evolution than McKinney's in a different chapter, and Frisco's in a different chapter, and that's okay. When I meet with my fellow leaders at those organizations, if we do get together, it's not competition, it's cooperation. We truly believe that the rising tide is here, and all the boats are getting much, much higher. But to get to your very specific question, create primary jobs. That's why we were created. The McKinney residents voted to form my organization 30 years ago. And what that means is a half a cent of sales tax generating in our city from residents, visitors alike, gets funneled to my organization, and we put that back out in the economy as fast as possible. And I'll throw some numbers out there because these are real numbers and are important to understand. That equates to about $2 million a month comes to my organization. That's 9 people strong. So our operations are very, very light. And I treat it like oxygen, breathe it in and get it out as soon as possible. Get it into the economy, activate it. You never want to have a big, large fund balance. As Warren Buffett says, when I have a lot of money in the bank, that means I'm not happy with the economy. So you want to get it out there, invest in stuff. And that's very different from Plano's model. And I'll let my friends in Plano kind of speak to that. But that's in a nutshell what we do.
Love that. So you have roughly, what, a $24 million budget?
We'll nip at over $25 million this fiscal year.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. Awesome. That's a nice supply of oxygen, I'd say.
It is.
I'll say pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's great. And so Esmeralda, so great summary, Michael, on exactly kind of what an EDC does. And I love the fact that you teased out that, they're funded in different ways. And Esmeralda, if you can talk to the challenge, I guess, or the uniqueness that Plano has that the other Collin County municipalities really don't have, along with DART. And so why don't you get into that a little bit?
Right. Yes. And so just to kind of go into a little bit further, there our 1 cent sales tax will go to DART. And so we are the city in Collin County that actually has public transportation, and it feeds into various directions, as you may know, the red line, blue line, and soon to be the silver line as well. But ultimately, yes, it is to stimulate the economy, job growth, and capital investments. That's the purpose of our department. And again, we're not quite a corporation like McKinney, but our city council is who we kind of drive our projects to make final decisions on. But that what that does is force us to be a little creative and create different partnerships with organizations. we're a team of 6, soon to be 7. So we are still also very lean for our size. But we have organizations within, or even departments within the city, for example, libraries, who has really kind of taken on a lot of the educational piece as far as business development for small businesses, entrepreneurship. As I mentioned earlier, the 1 Million Cups is an organization that we also partner with. So we want to expand our reach and our efforts beyond, the incentive piece. We want to bring resources to a lot of the businesses to make sure that they're thriving. I actually work on the retention side, and so, we have very specific folks here that will focus on the attraction piece, whether it's an American company or international company. So we really just try to wrap our team onto a lot of different aspects within the business community, so we can try to help support the community as a whole.
Love it. And so just from a dollar and cent standpoint, just to give a relative size of the pots that you have to fish with, right? Michael mentioned 25 million. How big is the Plano budget, so to speak?
8.
8.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Got it. And then just for reference, right, as we're talking big cities in Collin County, the Frisco EDC budget I have at 46.5 million. And that is actually, no, I take that back. That was the CDC. The EDC is 39.7 million. So again, when it comes to, sales tax, sales tax is funding the Frisco EDC as well, similar to McKinney, and 0.5% of that sales tax goes to those efforts. So just to give an overall high level picture of the kind of dollars that we're talking about, with the goal of bringing exactly what your title is: economic development, job growth, and the general economic growth to the area and to your city. So, okay, cool. With that, I just want to set the high level. Jax, I'll hand it over to you to kind of get into that next level.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess, first of all, thank you for explaining EDCs. I'm going to be real. Before we started having these conversations and we had you guys come to the Business Development Alliance, I had no idea what the heck an EDC was. I didn't really understand what your role was, how you helped me as a business owner and, as a citizen of the community. I wasn't really sure. So it's awesome to have this conversation, because I think a lot of people are probably like me and they're involved in their community, but they don't have an understanding of what this is and how this works. And so, what are some incentives, several different incentives that businesses should be applying for, that you guys are kind of putting out there that may be helping a small business, kind of organization, and how should they be plugging in? Because I think a lot of people not only don't understand what they are, what they do, but how they can then plug into them to kind of help develop their own business and the community at large.
Yeah, I'll kick it off. First and foremost, we want to be the first phone call for every business in McKinney and beyond. Any questions come up, reach out to us, find us. We have either the answer or a connection somewhere in our network to get you the answer you need. And we are really business agnostic. You could be a $100 billion company, or it could be a startup, and we give you the same amount of attention, the same white glove service. That's our mandate. That's our culture here overall. So let me give you an example. We announce a large project, and a small business may say, how do I get a part of that energy? Well, you call us, because large projects need small businesses to support them in some way, shape, or form. That could be with supply chain purposes. It could be with services being provided. It could be just helping us find great people to work in the city. So as a small business owner, I would be tracking public announcements from major cities every single day and finding out, because cities have different styles of incentives. One that McKinney has, which your audience may really appreciate for a small business, really a tech business, is we help fund startups. Now, this sounds rather simple, but it's a really complicated thing for a city. We're one of the few cities in the country, in fact, that directly invest in startups. So if you've seen the show Shark Tank, very similar to that type of format. Company comes in, they present to us their product, technology-based, and we invest between $50,000 and $200,000 in our company. We ask for zero equity, just locate in McKinney for 3 years. You can earn your entire grant. That has set us apart across the world stage, in the US at least, as a place where international companies can come and have a soft landing, get some support. And all we want them to do is plant a root in McKinney. Because our thesis is once you plant a root in McKinney, the root's going to grow strong. And you're going to be more inclined to stay here. So that's just one example of something we can offer. And then the last one I'll touch on is, I think everybody across EFW will agree, upskilling of our workforce is critical right now. And so we're trying to plug in and help the small businesses upskill their existing workforce to be more resilient, to be able to pivot faster and whatnot. And so we're doing a lot of stuff with business retention on that end. So in summary, call us first and we can guide you through anything you need.
Michael, can I ask you a quick question? As you're talking about small businesses, I am a two-man team. And when I hear you talking about, investing, hundreds of thousands of dollars in, startups, what are some of the criteria and expectations you have for individuals that are coming wanting to present something like that to you all?
Yeah, it's a great question. So there's first and foremost, it starts usually with I'll say a paper application, right? Online application. And we had 176 companies apply to our program last year. We only accepted 6 because we are stewards of the public dollar. So it's a 3-stage process. First application to us. If you meet the bare minimum requirements, we do an interview because we're not investing in your company, we're investing in you. And we want to get to know you and get to know your passion. And just like banks don't just give loans based on credit only, it's the character factor, right? Yeah. And so we do the same thing. Everyone is different. It's a bespoke interview process based upon what's being offered to us. So there's no real playbook I can tell you. It's more fill out the form, we have a phone call, and we learn more.
Is there, one thing that you could share that's maybe been, I know as the president, you can't pick one child as your favorite project, but maybe share a couple of businesses that have come to you that have really been unique, you really enjoyed, and you have seen success with that?
Yeah, I don't have any kids, so yeah, I'll pick a company that's my favorite. I'll go for it. Yeah. No, in all seriousness, we have a couple of companies that started in our innovation fund program as a small business, a couple of people, and they've really blossomed into something special. I'll give you 2 examples, if I may. The first is called Review Wave. They're now called Aloha. They were 5 people out of state. They came to McKinney based upon a small grant. Now they're 100 people in downtown.
Wow.
5 people, 200, 2022 to 2025. Again, they planted a small root. It took off and they're growing. The second one is called book.io.
Okay.
They have found a way to use the blockchain and tokens and whatnot to allow authors to retain ownership of their books. More than that, when you buy a Kindle book, you don't actually own the book. You own a license to access the book. They're using blockchain and so on to allow people to actually buy digital books. So for instance, I have a digital book and I read it. I want to sell to you. I can do that. And then the author gets his commission again, or he or she gets commission again when they sell it. That is the future of publishing in my mind. And they'll be at the Literary Fest this weekend talking about their program. Again, small company, couple people with an idea, another over 20 people, and really revolutionizing publishing of books. So it's just 2 examples that aren't bricks and mortar, big office buildings, big announcements, people behind the scenes doing really cool stuff.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
So this one for both of you, how do you guys work with the cities that you operate? Really, how do you collaborate? Like, I'm a small business in Frisco, and do a lot of small business owners reach out to you guys on the daily basis to say, hey, how can you help me? Like, I would feel so embarrassed to call because I didn't know what an EDC was before we had you guys out on the BDA. And it opened my eyes of like, oh my gosh, there are resources for me.
Esmeralda, please, kick it off.
Yeah, I think our partnerships have really kind of been here locally, and as I work to get our businesses engaged with, say, Chamber will, help our small businesses contacting them to, make sure they're engaging with us, because what we're doing is we are connecting connecting them with the resources that they're particularly looking for. Sometimes small businesses are just calling because they're having issues with permits or don't understand the permitting process, how to even just land in Plano. So we take care of those easily, kind of walk them through the process and making sure that they, as Michael mentioned, kind of the white glove treatment. We want to make sure, because I also have one of my favorite projects, so-called projects, was really just kind of a company coming out of California, Tap Check. It was just an office of 2, and I helped them try to find a location. We dive deep into co-working spaces so that we can understand what kind of spaces are available for these small businesses. A year and a half later, they're at 50 employees, because like we said, when we land here, we want to make sure that we take care of them, and when they are wanting to expand, that they have the resources to do that.
Yeah, I'll just echo everything you said. The chamber is a great conduit that connects us all together. So I speak at all chamber events whenever I'm asked. I speak at the chamber events, and I collect the cards and I follow up. And again, I may not be able to help directly, but I can help them understand how the city works, how we work as an organization, and make those connections that they don't know exist overall. So yeah, we're very proud of that. In fact, we had a session recently, last week. I spoke on a panel with Kevin Shatley, Vice President of Economic Development of the Dallas Regional Chamber. So we came in and spoke to small businesses about the kind of their larger perspective on DFW, and I kind of zoomed in on the McKinney story, and it really helped them understand that small businesses make the world go around. That's so important. So it's a very effective session.
Yeah, I love that. And you reiterated something that we have tried to show too with the progression of our BDA events, right? So we had Chamber of Commerce first, and then strategically had the EDCs on next. It's a great example of how dialed in you guys are with, local city businesses, small, medium, large. It's not, like you said, Michael, it's agnostic as far as size goes. If you did go to the BDA, you know that there is an ebook out there, which is available, and it's really a handbook and to teach you as a small business owner how to get involved. There you go. It's right up there on the screen. How to get involved with your EDC, how to engage with your EDC. What is the EDC looking for? How do you have that conversation? So kind of exactly what you were alluding to there, Kim, and Jax, both. You guys said I didn't really know what an EDC did. I kind of knew what it was, but I didn't know how to engage with it. That's what this ebook is going to help you with. So we give those out for free if you come to the BDAs, something like this, based on whatever the topic of the month is. So reach out to us, anybody here on the show, if you would like a copy of that ebook and how to get involved with your EDC. Okay, cool. So I wanted to ask a question. So we've talked about some of your favorite projects in the past. What I'd like to understand, you've got some projects that you've had hit the press, and I'm sure you have quite a few projects in the pipeline that you can't talk about, so I won't ask about those projects, but I do want to know what you're most excited about coming up in the near future that you guys have recently worked on. So we'll go ladies first on this one. Esmeralda, what have you guys recently approved in Plano that you want everybody to hear about?
Well, the larger projects will get, the headlines and whatnot. So I do still want to kind of bring up the Raising Cane's. It was a really big retention project for us. And again, I'm on the retention side. So it was a very, very exciting project for us. I know it is sort of a co-headquarters, the Louisiana headquarters there. But I know that the CEO spends quite a bit of time here. But being able to move through that process was very exciting for us. They're expanding here, and so we were able to kind of capture some of that growth. And our main goal is to bring well-paying jobs to Collin County, to the community, basically closer to home. And so that's very, very exciting. The retention side is definitely my passion.
Yeah, I'll carry that theme as well. When a organization or company decides to stay in the city, that's a win. Raising Cane, a great example there, that they found their roots in Plano, and that's fantastic. Our example is Globe Life. Globe Life, a Global 1000 company, I think they're in the 600s now. They are expanding about a new building in McKinney, and they chose to stay in McKinney. And I assure you that they drove to Plano and Frisco and Allen and looked at other buildings. I would fault them if they didn't do that. But in the end, they chose to stay in McKinney because something, the culture of McKinney resonated with them. And that's the story. Like I said, and we're not in competition with our neighboring cities. It's, well, different assets to offer, different cultural experiences, and companies kind of plug into where they best fit. So I think the business retention side of stuff is underappreciated, but it's a signal, if not a leading indicator, that you have a healthy city when businesses decide to stay and grow in your city.
Love that. Yeah, and that's a great point, because I think a lot of people view the EDC as, all they're doing is trying to attract all these big, huge businesses, but retention is just as big as attraction, or in this case, like with a large anchor like that, the retention is massive. So that's awesome. Well, I tell you what, guys, this has been awesome. I love deep diving into the EDC activities, because like I said, that was my favorite day in the leadership class. And just because you hear I encourage everybody, whether you're a co-host or anybody listening, reach out to your EDC and engage with them, and you can sit down and have coffee with anybody on the EDC. I know you guys are more than willing to do that, whether you're a business owner or just even an interested citizen, because some of the stories you guys can tell about the projects that you've had and brought into the city are super intriguing. So I encourage anybody out there to reach out to your EDC and have those conversations. So with that, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm excited because on the other side of this commercial break, we're going to do our first new business showcase that we've done on the show, and it's a previous guest. So stick around. We're going to be right back and talk about that new business.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
When your home's comfort is on the line, trust the HVAC team that puts integrity first. Danielle Cook and No Sweat experts are changing the standard for heating and cooling in North Texas. No pressure, no upselling, just honest diagnostics, expert repairs, and custom solutions that fit your home, not a sales quota. From quick fixes to full installations, they get it right the first time, clean, professional, and on your schedule. Call No Sweat experts today and take the stress out of comfort.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now, back to the show.
Okay, welcome back. And as I alluded to before the commercial break, we're going to have this new segment called New Business Showcases. Consider this like a ribbon cutting for the Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to try to put the spotlight on new businesses coming up. So if you do have a new business launching or are a new business, reach out to us and we can help provide you guys a little bit of visibility. I'm excited in particular for our kickoff of this segment with a guest that we previously had on the show. who was talking about her business. That was, she was in kind of that design and execution stage. Now that it's launched, I'm going to give her a quick intro, and we'll bring her on screen here. Her name is Jen Carmichael. She brings over 2 decades of corporate leadership experience in talent acquisition and human capital management, having held key roles at prominent Collin County organizations, including Capital One and Ericsson. After a successful career in the corporate sector, Jen transitioned into entrepreneurship to follow her passion for design and home decor. In January of this year, Jen co-founded My Front Porch, a design-forward business specializing in creating elegant and welcoming front porch designs throughout the DFW area. Alongside her business partner, Rebecca, Jen brings creativity, detail, and seasonal charm to every project, ensuring your front porch is a standout this fall and beyond. Originally from Colorado, Jen is a proud University of Kansas alumna and has called Frisco home for the past 17 years. She lives with her husband, Ben, and their 2 beloved Shih Tzus. Let's say hello once again to Jen Carmichael.
Thank you, Brian. Super happy to be here.
Well, excited to have you. I can't see you on my screen yet, but I can hear you loud and clear. So that's telling me that you can at least hear us, which is awesome. Official welcome back to the show. This is kind of cool because we can kind of go from I heard about your business and why you wanted to come on originally, and that was to talk about the business topic of the month. Back when we were doing that format, you were a rock star in the business topic of the month, and we got to talk about kind of your introductory planning stages of the business. And here we are, fast forward 6 months, and here we are. You guys launched officially a couple weeks ago, I think it was, at the Black Walnut. You guys kind of had your kickoff party, which thank you for the invitation to that. That was fabulous. So there's the info on the screen. Tell us first about what the business concept is and what the services you guys offer, and then we'll backtrack from there. So start there.
Absolutely. So we are a front porch design company, bringing joy, beauty, and a sense of welcome to every doorstep across DFW. And what I'm super excited about is because we are based out of Collin County, and both Rebecca and I live in Collin County, Plano and Frisco are in our heart and near and dear to us. And so a big area that we'll be providing services to this season.
Awesome.
And really, when I think about, just a little bit of what we do, for example, this fall, we'll be kicking off and we will be delivering, designing, and disposing of pumpkins. We offer 5 thoughtfully curated packages and to decorate people's front porches. So whether it's a narrow porch or a large entryway, we have a package and can support any type of budget to make their front porch look amazing.
That is super cool. And, so as somebody who in the past has shopped for the pumpkins, put them in the vehicle, lugged the pumpkins up to the porch. Now, I've never had anything nearly as elaborate as what's in the pictures on the screen. But I can super appreciate the ease that you guys offer. And I'm certainly no designer. So those are some pretty fantastic looking porches right there. Let me get back to kind of what drove you guys to launch this business, because there's a lot that goes into it. You and I sat down and talked a little bit about the logistics of it. So what drove you guys? I know you're passionate about design and whatnot. So tell the audience what drove you guys to come up with this baby.
Sure. Well, Rebecca and I both worked together at Capital One and had been there for almost 8-9 years. And we just kind of thought like, hey, what's next? But actually independently. So we had never sat down together and talked about it. And then when we finally did, we realized there's an opportunity in this market to design people's front porches. And one of the things Rebecca and I both had a really strong affinity for was business operations. So really strong in project management, business operations, and felt like there was this opportunity for a creative outlet for us to be able to shine in that space, but bringing a kind of our corporate background to be able to scale this in a pretty intentional way. Brian, when you and I spoke, I know I had met with you and you were a former supply chain logistics at PepsiCo. I sat down with you and said, hey, So there's things I've done and there's things I haven't done. But one of them is I have never moved thousands and thousands of pounds of product that I can't physically move and move this across the Metroplex at scale. So, here's kind of what I'm thinking about. What would be your recommendations or ideas? Poke holes at that thing and please help guide us on what you might do differently. And by bringing that expertise in from PepsiCo of your own experiences and thinking about how I can use that knowledge or information with my own small business to do it in a really corporate and efficient and effective way is just one example that I think like part of the networking and connection that you're able to bring in, enabling us to be able to scale, not as just a small business, but to really scale this, because that's what Rebecca and I are really interested in doing.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and thanks for saying that, because it's a great example of collaboration, right? We didn't know each other at all 6 months ago, and here you are launching a company with multiple different aspects and inputs from folks who can help in expertise that you may not have had before. So that whether or not I helped in your business, hopefully is a few pointers that I gave might have helped, but the idea of the collaboration factor is exactly what we're going for here on the Community Difference. And I love to hear that. I love to see it. I wish you nothing but success. Now, question for you, since we're talking about EDCs, did you approach the EDC at all to get a little bit of special grant funding or anything?
No, we didn't. But you know what? It's an untapped opportunity for us. And I think you'll be hearing from us soon. That's what I can tell you.
Well, when we talk about expansion and scaling, there's opportunities right there. So Bethany, you got something you wanted to add?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to give kudos to Jen and her partner. As a real estate professional, this is an obvious need in the community that I work in, helping. It's like a stager that comes into a home, right, to make it look beautiful on the inside. But if the outside is not appealing, it can automatically turn that buyer off that's coming to that home. And I've already partnered with them on one occasion and look forward to doing it again. They did a fantastic job, and just appreciate the work they are doing and are bringing to the real estate community. So great job, Jen.
Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And we certainly do feel like the real estate market is a great opportunity for us to collaborate and partner, because as you know, you pull up to take a look at a home, and when it's absolutely, beautiful, it already has the buyers excited about what the future holds for them and envisioning themselves in that home. So we're excited to partner with local real estate agents, as well as brokerage firms, to not only decorate or design front porches, but also as a welcome home gift after a closing.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love it. Okay,
Really
so
good idea.
Key partners for you, realtors, anybody in the real estate realm. What else can we do to help you guys?
I appreciate it. We're continuing to expand into HOAs. So in the homeowners associations, and actually being able to design like the entranceways into neighborhoods. We have partnerships with country clubs. We're also now doing weddings. So there's a lot of just exciting ways, small businesses, big businesses, corporations. We've been in touch with or in booking for corporations, as well as you roll into some of these large corporations and they, want to have a welcoming environment as people are trying to get their employees back into the office more and more. So lots of opportunities. And then of course, just the residents of Collin County in the Dallas market for individuals that just want to make their home a showstopper in their neighborhood and create a wow experience.
Love it. Well, there's your tie-in with the EDC. So as they're wooing some of these larger corporations, showing them some of the wonderful office space in the cities, why not spruce it up with some pumpkins or a seasonal decoration? Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm. See, building business as we speak right here on the show. In all honesty, Jen, I'm super excited to see you guys launch. It happened really quick. It just feels like yesterday when we started talking about this idea, and here we are. Halloween is right around the corner. So we wish you nothing but the best. However we can help, please let us know. And thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate the opportunity and just absolutely love the partnership and what you all are doing. It's always insightful. And there's nothing better than everyone collaborating and working together to lift each other up. So thank you.
Love it. Awesome. We'll talk soon. All right. Take care. All right, guys, circling back here, we'll kind of wrap up the show. It's amazing how quickly an hour and 15 minutes goes. We've got about 5 minutes left, just a little bit short of that. So what I wanted to do was tease out a few points here that I took out of this. What I heard from the EDCs, right? So we've talked about what you guys do, right? And it's basically drive economic growth in the cities in which you operate. However, the key factor that I take away is it doesn't matter if you're a startup, 0 employees, just thinking about getting started, or if you're that billion-dollar corporation, there is an opportunity with you with the EDC, right? So that's one point that I took away. I took away the fact of how tied in with the city you guys are, right? So whether it's the Chamber of Commerce or city leadership, certainly in the city of Plano, you guys are part of the city. You're not a separate organization. So you have to be in lockstep with city leaders and chambers of commerce. One thing that I didn't think about, but that you guys made a very good point on, was the retention versus attraction side. So not only are you worried about or focusing on the attraction side, you are making sure that you retain some of those key businesses within your city. So those are 3 key ones that I took away. Kim or Bethany or Jax, I don't see Jax anymore, but if you guys had anything that you wanted to add, would love to hear it. Otherwise, I see some heads nodding. Bethany, what you got?
Yeah, sure. Some key takeaways. I've always enjoyed listening, Michael, whenever you came to speak at the EDC BDA, lots of letters there. Really enjoyed learning about how the EDC is not just focused on big corporations, but they really are here to help small businesses. And I appreciate that and have learned so much from that. And I do want to also, Brian, point out our ebook that we do have available for young business owners and people like ourselves that do not know what it's all about. If you want to hashtag EDC in our comments, we will be happy to send that book to you for free. So just want you to know that that's out there. And I appreciate both of you being on today.
Thank you, Bethany. Thanks for pointing that out. Remember, hashtag EDC, put it in the comments. We'll get that to you. Kim, any final thoughts from you?
I'd say as I come in contact with business owners, especially ones that are new or just opening, what is their best point of contact to get in touch with you guys? Do they go to the city website to find where y'all's information is and things that they're eligible to apply for?
Yeah, in our space, you go to the MEDC website, so Google search McKinney EDC, take you to our landing page, and from there, there's a contact the MEDC email address, and that's seen by multiple people. And from there, like I said from the very start, if we don't have the answer, we can't help directly. We funnel those questions directly to the people who know, and we make sure it's follow up with.
Got it.
Awesome. And Esmeralda, you're on mute right now.
Yes, I am. Our website is platotexas.org, and there we have a contact us page. Each individual that's within our department can be seen there. Our phone number, our emails, even our LinkedIn profiles. However they need to contact us, phone, email, or some social media platform, we're willing to take the calls.
Love it.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, Kim, you did a great job. You wrapped it up for me, because that's what we typically do, is go back around and try to make sure that our audience knows how to get in touch with our guests. So you did exactly that. Michael and Esmeralda, if you don't mind, stick around a little bit after the show. We are going to wrap here out live on screen, but we'll talk a little bit after this if you have a few minutes. But with that, I did want to thank both of you guys for taking time out of your day today. We are a live show, so Esmeralda, when you were muted, the audience sees that. This has been a pretty smooth show. Like, we haven't, and I'm not calling you out at all, because I make myself look like a fool plenty of times, so I usually do it to myself. But
I can attest to that.
yes, thank you. So we have a little bit of fun with that. And so with that, no, thank you guys again for being on today. Thank you for all the insights. Hopefully our audience got a little bit more education on what an EDC does and how they can help out small businesses. So thanks again. Everybody out there, have a great, happy, safe, fun weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
The Community Difference, Collin County was made possible by Brian Poduska with Real Property Management Focus, Bethany Rowan with the Rowan Realty Group, Jacqueline Crider with Financial Mastery Simplified, Debbie Watson with Abracadoodle, Danielle Cook with No Sweat Experts, Kim Wallace with Farmers Insurance, and by Lauren Gill with My Live, Love, Travel. The Community Difference, Collin County. Together, we can make the difference.